Hey guys, how's it going? Shimbob here, and tomorrow is a pretty big day. A lot of you might think it's a big day because the Curse of Osiris Destiny 2 DLC is coming out, and yes, that is true, that is the case. It's also a massive day because that's not the only massive patch slash DLC that's coming out for a big AAA game tomorrow. We also have patch 1.8 for The Division coming out, which is arguably probably not even arguably, just the biggest patch that The Division has seen to date. So the fact that they're both releasing on the same day is problematic for some people like myself, who are a bit torn between both games. So I wanted to sit down and make a video discussing these two big patches and I guess my reasoning behind and thought process behind which one I'm going to be playing and why I'm going to be doing that. So let's jump into this ramble-like discussion. So just for a little bit of context and background, I got pretty hyped for The Division when it came out last year. I pre-ordered it, I played it at midnight when it released in Australia, and I really loved it. It was a good game. I did a bit of coverage on it on my channel as far as like weapon reviews and statistics and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed that sort of content. But then I put it down probably a little bit before the Rise of Iron came out for Destiny. And then once that sort of dropped, I didn't really come back to The Division. It just sort of faded out of existence once I sort of hit max level and played the Dark Zone a bit. I wasn't huge into it, but I'd sort of done everything that I felt I needed to do in the game. And that was right before the first major patch came out for it, sort of when Rise of Iron hit. So I sort of went back over to Destiny and just didn't come back to The Division. And my friends sort of faded away from the game too, so there was no like friends of mine still playing, and so there was no real incentive for me to come back to it. Fast forward 13 or 14 months till this weekend just gone actually, and I recently got told by a friend of mine that The Division was only $20 at EB Games, which is a games retailer here in Australia. And I thought, well, if you're picking it up and I'm going to have someone to play with and there's a lot of new content added in over the last 18 months or so, I might as well check it out. So I went down, picked up a copy for 20 bucks, installed it on the computer this time. I was previously playing on the Xbox One. And the graphics on the PC and just the controls on that are a lot nicer, and I think there's a larger player base on the PC too, which is a bit of an incentive. Picked it up, started leveling my character up again, and sort of have fallen back in love with it. And seeing the stuff that's coming in the patch 1.8 tomorrow, I think I'm definitely going to be sticking with it for a while and trying to do some more content and covering it again. Not solely on the channel, but with other things. And I think that's what I'm going to be playing mostly over the Curse of Osiris DLC. I mean, I'll turn my Xbox on and play it a bit and see what it's like, but if it's just more of what Destiny 2 already has been, which is what everyone sort of is saying it is, I don't really feel like there's any real reason for me to play it. There's no real new activities so much, and just having new weapons and armor and stuff, which will probably dry up pretty quickly by the amount that they look like they've got, it just doesn't seem like something that's worth the investment. I'm thinking maybe the next content update that they come out with, maybe then it's time to pick it up and grind it out again, because I mean there's other channels that will cover the content of the patch much better than me, more in depth and faster uploads and stuff like that. So that's not really a reason for me to come back and play the game as far as content's concerned. It would be more an enjoyment thing, and then I make content on things I'm enjoying. And right now I'm really enjoying The Division, and I can see myself getting to max level again soon in the next week or so, and then getting patch 1.8 and enjoying the fruits of that content. For me personally, in the near future, like the next few weeks, the main content I can see myself putting out for Destiny 2 and the Curse of Osiris would just be maybe like an initial assessment, sort of review, maybe some assessments and reviews on like some of the new weapons and stuff, and just discussion around the new things that they have added in. But by the looks of it, a lot of people have already covered that, and it would just be my opinion and thoughts, nothing really too analytical. And then once that's done, it would probably just dry up and go back to the way it is now for me. So I think there's a lot more longevity for my channel as well with The Division, with the content that there is on there and the kind of content I can create as far as like weapon loadouts. And I know there's sort of a real min-maxing sort of thing to The Division that's like something's either the best or it isn't, and that's pretty cut and dry with the numbers and statistics and stuff. But there are a few like fun loadouts and things like that that I reckon I can mess around with and bring to you guys as well as a new PvP mode that's one already in the game, and two, the second one that's coming in, Skirmish, as well as Rogue 2.0, the new rogue system in the Dark Zone. I think there could be a lot of content there for someone who's wanting to, you know, do PvP guides, just live commentaries, and of course the randomness that comes with the Dark Zone. Whenever you see someone streaming the Division, they're pretty much just in the Dark Zone going rogue all the time, so that's something I can do with my friends and stuff like that, just some fun muck around videos, but also some more analytical things, some more gun reviews and guides. Obviously there'll probably be some more weapons and stuff that come out in the near future. And you never know, I'm not sure, I haven't really heard much in the works at the moment, but I imagine there might be a sequel to The Division coming out soon. Surely they've learned a lot from this release. Obviously there was a lot of complaints at the start regarding the Dark Zone and stuff, but it was a very big leap forward as far as like a AAA title putting some sort of open world, I guess, almost like World of Warcraft sort of PvP style into the game, a zone where you can go in and just get PvE items and stuff like normal, but there is that risk that you'll get ganked and just have an all-out war with everyone on the server. Destiny, on the other hand, I really want to see private matches and ranked system come back in. That would give me a real incentive to come back. I do enjoy the PvP side of Destiny more, and I do like the way that PvP is at the moment, like with the 4v4, the slower time to kill, the more focus on team-oriented gameplay and stuff. It feels more like Halo to me, which I really enjoy. But I just want a reason to do it, I guess. Like going in, like the gameplay itself isn't reason enough for me to enjoy it heaps. I want like a rank would be enough for me, to be honest. A rank, being able to do private matches, sort of custom games along with private matches would be cool, so I could play with some viewers and things like that. Some funny game modes and stuff and just mess around. That would be really good, and there's a lot more content for me to do there. But right now, there just isn't any sort of content that I feel like making with Destiny 2, even with the new expansion coming out. So guys, I guess it's a good time for anyone, if you're involved with any of these games, or even if you're not, pick one of them up. I would highly recommend, if you haven't played The Division before, now is a fantastic time to pick it up, because it was a good game. I enjoyed it, and it wasn't The Division's fault, like why I left the game. It just sort of was bad timing, and I just never came back to it, and that just happens sometimes. Now I'm back, and there's like a whole new game's worth of stuff in here, and systems have changed, they've learned, they've changed things. You know, there is microtransactions and stuff like that, but nothing is pay to win yet, which is good. Ubisoft have sort of dodged that bullet a bit, and hopefully they never make it pay to win or anything, but we do need to keep an eye on them because EA have set a dangerous precedent. The same goes for Destiny 2. If you haven't picked it up yet, wait for the reviews of Curse of Osiris once it fully launches and then see. But if you've thought about it, I think now that the first expansion's out would be a decent time to get into Destiny 2, although you have to pay a fair bit of money for it because they make you pay for the DLCs. But maybe get on a sale or something if you're not sort of one of those people that wants to support the developer and stuff, which is fair enough considering they're making you pay for DLC. But like I said at the start of the video, guys, this was going to be a bit rambly. A lot of my videos sort of are, especially these discussion pieces, are just sort of off the cuff, just sit down and talking to the mic. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments regarding the DLCs for both The Division and Destiny 2. Do you still play either of these games? Are you coming back to either of these games because of the DLC, or just because, maybe because of my video? And even subscribe for more content like this. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Cheers.